Hello and welcome. Today we are looking at the SG700 drone from 3Z. This drone has not one but two 720p HD cameras. It has all the features of a standard quadcopter such as auto takeoff, auto land, altitude hold, and plenty of others. So let's take a closer look. Now the drone comes in this cool rectangular box here saying SG700, and I believe the model is SG700HW for height hold and Wi-Fi, and it's from, I would say, 3Z or ZZZ or Triple Z right here, and it's for 14 plus. And right here at the top you see a listing of its features such as 6-axis gyro, smartphone control, LED lights, Wi-Fi FPV camera, one key return, headless mode, so on and so forth. So very neat presentation. Here you could see the quadcopter here flying through the city, and you can see the controller, how it holds the cell phone there at the bottom. And here at the bottom here of the box you get a little more information. Apparently there's a black model, and you have the different resolutions, the 0.3 megapixel model and the 2 megapixel. This one here is the 2 megapixel HD Wi-Fi. So without further ado, let's open it up. So we'll just slide this box right out. Right there. Let's open it up here. So we have the quadcopter, the controller, as you can see here. It's a controller, and that folds out. And then we have the quadcopter here. I'll put that there. And underneath here, we have the propeller guards, spare propellers, the charger, and the instruction manuals. So let's organize all this and take a closer look. Taking a last look at the contents of the box, we have the drone itself, its transmitter, propeller guards, spare propellers, end caps to use in place of the propeller guards, a screwdriver, its micro USB charge cable, and its manuals and brochures. So that's essentially the contents of the box. So now let's take a closer look at the drone. Now taking a closer look at the drone, it is a very sharp looking, cool drone that somewhat resembles the DJI Spark in a sense with the shape of its body. It is foldable, and it is a brush motor quadcopter. It does have optical flow positioning with its secondary camera that's right here at the bottom, 720p HD camera, and you can actually switch and photograph using this camera using the app. But the primary camera is this one here in the front, and it is tiltable 45 degrees. And as you can see, it has really cool LED lights and a couple of eyes right there in the front. It has its on-off button right there at the top, and right here it says ZL drone, and it is foldable. As you can see, very easy to fold. You start out with the rear legs to fold it, so you would fold those first, and then you make sure that the propellers align, and you could just fold it like so. And so here's how it looks when it's all folded and compact. And so yeah, very easy to fold and unfold the quadcopter. Just slide it out, and it just locks into place, all the legs. And so this is how it is when it's unfolded. But a very cool looking Spark clone. And as you can see, it's white and black, and very neat quadcopter. As you can see here, as we mentioned earlier, it is tiltable, the front camera. Here is its Wi-Fi antenna, and right here is its battery bay. And let's take a close look at its battery. And right here we have a 3.7 900 milliamp LiPo battery, and you can charge it with the included micro USB charger right here on the side. And it does take about an hour to an hour and a half to charge, and it does give the quadcopter about an 8 or 9 minute flight time. So that's pretty good. And moving along here, one thing about the cameras, if you use the app with the cameras, if you have any angled or triangle shape, whether it be putting your fingers like this or anything that has an angle, it will automatically take a selfie picture. So that is very cool from either camera. So while it's hovering in front of you, if you just go like this, it will take a selfie picture, which is very cool. And same with the bottom camera. And overall, a very neat design, has a good weight to it. Might even have a little extra weight than normal, but very smooth flying quadcopter nonetheless. And the propeller guards are real easy to snap on and off, and it does come with these little end caps right here. It has these little end caps, and you could use those instead of the propeller guards. You can just snap them in like so, and once that snaps in, you would have a solid flat surface right there. Although the quadcopter seems to fly perfectly well without having the end cap, so that's optional. But very cool looking design here, and very smooth flying quadcopter. So now let's take a closer look at the transmitter. Now, taking a closer look at the transmitter, it is a very unique and interesting looking transmitter, somewhat resembling either a DJI or a Wingsland or a Autel type transmitter, with these grips here at the bottom where you can put a mobile device. And it is pretty comfortable, and it does take 2 AAA batteries right here, 2 AAAs. And so there's no screw or anything to put on the battery latch. And it has these 2 foldable antennas, kind of like the DJI controllers. And turning it on and off is kind of interesting. The right foldable latch here is what turns it on and off. So if I fold it upwards like this, you'll notice how it's off. And if I unfold it, it will turn back on again, like so. See, turns that on. So, and then these little bottom portions, they stretch out in order to put your mobile device clip, and they do stretch out quite a bit. And so you can insert your a smartphone in there, and it could be a pretty large one, but not quite a tablet. And going over the controls briefly, you have your left throttle stick and your right rudder stick here, your auto takeoff, auto land, your emergency stop button, your picture and camera buttons. And then right here at the top here, on the top right, you have your headless mode button, your 3D flips button, which you have to push your rudder in the direction you'd like to flip the aircraft. And then here on the upper left, you have your 1 key return button and your rates button. And you have 3 rates, 1 being the lowest with 1 beep, and up to 3 being the fastest rate. So that's essentially it for the transmitter. It gives it about a 60 to 100 meter range of control, and it is very comfortable. So now let's take a look at a first time setup and flight with the app. So setting up for a first time flight, first you would turn on the quadcopter once your fully charged battery has been inserted. So you would turn that on like so, and you'll see some blinks. Next, you will open up the controller to turn that on, like so. Now the transmitter's on. Now you've got to bind the transmitter with the quadcopter by putting the left throttle stick up and down, like so. And you should hear a couple of beeps. At that point, it should be bound with the quadcopter. A recommended first step is to calibrate the gyros, and that's simply done by putting the left throttle stick and right rudder stick down into the middle, like so. And you should hear a couple of beeps, have some blinking, and it should be all calibrated. Make sure to do this while it's on the ground, not moving, and it's completely flat. Now at that point, we can insert the mobile device at the bottom and connect to the Wi-Fi and launch the app. So let's do that now. So once the mobile device has been inserted at the bottom of the transmitter, you go into your phone's Wi-Fi settings and you look for an entry that says M8 underscore and I guess a serial number, and you would connect to that. And initially there is no Wi-Fi, default Wi-Fi password or anything like that. So once connected to that, you would launch its app, and the app is basically called H-Fun for have fun. So H-Fun, H-F-U-N, and here's the icon. So you would launch that, and once you launch that, you enter this simple screen layout, and it'll show you that you're connected to the drone's Wi-Fi there. And if you tap on that, it should take you back to your mobile device's Wi-Fi settings if you want to try to connect again in case you improperly connected to the wrong Wi-Fi. Here at the upper left-hand corner, there's an icon for some settings. So here you could change the throttle mode, the language, right in there. And right here, I believe this is to probably calibrate the gyros of the drone. So right there it says calibration finished. I assume that's the calibration that is being done. And right here you can select between flight and master. So we'll pick flight and we'll do start. And right away you can see we have a feed from the drone. And so that has a range of about an FPV range of about maybe 100 meters, 60 to 100 meters. And so going over the app and its buttons, this will take you back to the main screen. This you can change which camera you use. So the default one initially is the front camera, but if you push that, you'll switch to the bottom camera. As you can see here, it's facing the wall here, but yet it's filming the bottom. So, and then you can switch back. So you can basically toggle between the cameras. This will go to your gallery. And this button right here, this should be the auto takeoff, auto land if you're controlling this through the phone. Here are your left and right joysticks. Here's your emergency stop. Here, this icon is for either putting it in your Wi-Fi FPV goggles, so it splits the screen, or you can flip the screen, or you can go into headless mode, I believe that is. Here you can change your rates. Here you can take a picture, you can take a video here, and here you can switch between the two modes of either flight or master. And so flight is basically you're attempting to fly using your mobile device because the transmitter is optional, or master is mainly to fly this with FPV and just mainly to use the screen for taking pictures or viewing the FPV view. So that's essentially it. We'll take it out for a little flight and see how it does.
like water in the sea. The memories crashing into me, so close to the edge of something so worthy. You have the world right at your feet, and almost is all we'll ever be. Watching it end again and again.